I'm with Mason Jones from Cage Warriors. He's the lightweight champion, and he's hoping to become double champ against Adam Proctor on September 26th. Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. How's everything in Wales in terms of like the lockdown restrictions?
Well, they've lightened up a bit now. Obviously, the last couple of weeks they allowed pros back training. God, it's been 6 weeks, I think now, 5 weeks, 6 weeks back. But they were good. Obviously, we don't have masks in place yet. I don't know whether they'll bring that in. We've got sort of distancing. Different. There is a lot of procedures in place, but luckily enough, it's sort of too crazy, and we can still train. But yeah, my camp's gone well. They haven't affected my camp too much at all.
Good. How's that sparring been for you? Have you got any good sparring that suits the style for Adam Proctor?
Yeah, obviously, today sparring didn't go too well. I caught a bit of a shot, just the clash it was. But, sorry, I apologise. But yeah, it's been going well, to be honest. I've sparred with some really, really good people. Today I was sparring with Nad Narimani, obviously he fights in UFC. Craig White was there with Thundercat. And then he brought down with him Ben Reese and another geezer. Aaron Khalid was down training. Him and Ben Ellis. So like all Cage Warriors guys, all top tier guys. I was up in Belfast training with Reese McGee, who's obviously just signed the UFC at welter. And Norman Park.
Mm-hmm.
Did some work with Decky McLean up there, obviously another Cage Warriors guy. So I've had top class sparring. I was going across the Matt Academy to train with Lou and Ben, Aaron and Pence, and obviously train with Lou Long as well, who's got a Bellator fight coming up. Like, this is probably the best camp I've done around here, to be fair. Really good sparring and stuff like that. Like, I trained with Craig White today, and he's the same height as Adam, so he imitated his style quite well. Reese did the same when I was out there. So yeah, I'm really prepared, and I really can't wait to go out there and win those 2 belts.
Good. So you've got a lot of good guys like Norman Park, who's obviously a UFC veteran, Craig White, and all these other guys. Like I said, this is your best gym at your best fight camp. Going into the fight with Joe McColgan, how was the fight camp there? Was it like similar or?
Similar at all. Obviously, with the Joe, I managed to get sparring down at Team Alpha Male early on in the camp. So we did my early camp at Team Alpha Male. Then I come back, really got some work in. I've been working with Jamie Cox quite a lot. I worked in this camp actually. We sparred Wednesday. He's a 25-2 boxer. He lost to George Gross for a world title. Really good. He's a big guy. Do you know what I mean? Like he's sitting between 85 and 90 kilos, so it's good, perfect for me really. But yeah, the camp with Joe was awesome as well. I didn't sort of spar with so many different people. It was quite less styles, but the preparation was good. To be fair, my prep is always good. I got a good team around me, and we always get prepared. And this is just going to be another fight and another sort of notch on my win streak.
How was it training at Team Alpha Male? Obviously, you've got people, fighters like Corey McKenna as well from Wales who trains over there. How was it?
Yeah, Team Alpha Male are awesome. I've been over something like 5-6 times now, and they welcome me back. It's just really, really good training. The amount of savages on the mat are unbelievable. Like, we get guys from all over. So I was training with people like Tawfiq, who was the risen lightweight champion. Mm-hmm. Chris Gonzalez, who fights in Bellator. Touchy Feely, who fights in UFC. Darren Elkins, who fights in UFC. Max Griffin, welterweight. We got loads of work in. It's early on in my last camp. He fights welterweight in UFC. So like this isn't the first time I'm going to be fighting or training against lightweights. It's just this isn't the first time I sparred with welterweights. Like, I spar welterweights all the way through my camps. So I'm just seeing Adam as a big lightweight, and I'm just going to go out there and dominate.
Do you think all these sparrings that you've had, like for this camp with Joe, will help you a lot for Adam Proctor? Like, do you think he's getting the same quality sparring than what you are getting?
Oh, no doubt he's getting world-class sparring. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're both top of the tier guys. We're both going to be training with top class sparring partners, and we're both going to be improving. I just think on the day I'm going to be better. My game plan's going to be better, and I'm just going to work it, and I'm just going to get it done.
Did you ever feel like you were going to become double champ like last year? Did you think you might go up to welterweight, or were you more focused on that lightweight belt before anything else?
Definitely focused on a lightweight belt. The sort of welterweight step up only come because it was Adam who was fighting for the belt. If it was anyone else, I would have thought a bit more about it. But we knew Adam was going for it, and we seen the gap there, the opportunity. So I went for it, and I asked for that fight. Obviously, one of my goals, I said previous interviews, was by 25, I wanted a BJJ black belt, and I wanted to win the Cage Warriors Lightweight World Championship. I managed to achieve both of those. Last minute, they're both quite last minute things. So it's worked out for me, and sort of the two straps is just going to cement how good 2020 has been for me.
Yeah. Because the last fight happened against Joe McCogan was the last event for Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
I think that'll give you an advantage against Adam Proctor in terms of not fighting in front of a crowd.
No, because I didn't sort of see it as a problem. I hadn't fought in an MMA event without a crowd before, and it wasn't a problem to me. It's just one of those things you get on with. Like, I think this will be the best version of Adam we'll see, and I think he's really going to thrive, and he's really going to sort of rise to meet the challenge, and that's why I've asked to fight him, because I want to fight the best in the world, and this is literally just going to cement my legacy, and it's going to prove that I'm one of the best Cage Warriors has produced, and obviously it's going to allow me to move on with our champ status.
Is there a lot of respect there between you and Adam? Because it seems like a lot of there's no bad blood. It's just you were hoping to create history for Wales. Do you see any weaknesses for him?
It's just business. So I don't know. Obviously, Adam, I've never spoke to Adam. He's not someone I ever spoke to. So it's up to him if he wants to have bad blood. But for me personally, it's just something he's just in my way, and I'm just gonna obviously walk through him. No matter how I have to accomplish that, it's just how I'm just gonna go through with it, and I'm just gonna get the job done. That's all that matters to me.
How do you see the fight going? Do you see him finishing him, or do you think he'll
I can't see him finishing me. No, I can see finishing him within 3 rounds. To be honest, I've broken his style down a lot. I've seen how he likes to do things, and I just think I'm better in every area, and I just think I'll be too much for him. My pressure, my strength, my power, and it's going to be a really bad night for Adam.
Yeah. Were you one of the fighters that was dead eager to come back after lockdown, or were you just chilling and waiting for the right opportunity for you to fight?
After the Joe fight, I had 2 weeks off, and then I was back training. I was back working and back improving. So yeah, I was more than ready for this. I was messaging Graham, asking him when the shows are coming back on, and I told him I'd be ready for whenever. My motto is to stay ready, always be ready, and whenever that call up comes, you're always willing to take it.
Yeah, obviously, because you haven't been able to defend your titles in Wales yet. Do you think you would want to do that before you might take the big step to the UFC? Would you want to defend your titles first in Wales?
I'd love to defend the lightweight title in Wales. Obviously, I haven't. As I'm going to fight for the welterweight belt, I haven't defended the lightweight one, so that'd be the first one I want to defend. So yeah, if UFC don't come calling after this fight, then I'd be happy to defend. Especially in Wales. Obviously, Wales would be an awesome to put a home defense on and get in front of the crowd. But yeah, we'll just see what comes after this fight.
Mm-hmm. Talking about how good the talent is from Wales at the moment. Also, you got Corey McKenna, you got Jack Shaw. Do you think that do you all five off each other?
100%. It's, do you know what I mean? We all support each other, and we all want to see Wales do well. Obviously, there's Jack Marshman, John Phillips, Brett Johns. All these guys were forerunners. You've got Jack Shaw really tearing it up. You've got Corey McKenna coming through. You've got me, and you've got a lot of younger guys coming through. And that's just in UFC. Obviously, Bellator, you've got people like Lou Long really pushing the pace. And there's going to be more you're going to see transitioning over the next couple of months. As a nation, we've really been underlooked so far. And I think that's just going to prove that the world's going to start to see us and more, and really start to see what we can do.
Yeah. Do you think the UFC will go to Wales soon? Because obviously you can talk about, you got guys like John Phillips, Brett Johns, Corey McKenna now, and hopefully you in the next couple of years. Do you reckon it's a must for UFC to come to Wales?
Hopefully they will. I just can't see it at the moment. Unless they get one of us wins a world title, I really can't see UFC coming to Wales. There's just sort of better areas they can go to. Not so much as a country, but it's just obviously it's stuff they've done before and stuff they'd have connections to. But yeah, as soon as one of us, and there's going to be one of us soon, wins a world title, UFC title, then yeah, definitely the UFC would definitely put a Welsh card on.
Mm-hmm. Assuming you get past Adam Proctor here, is there anyone in the UFC you might think you would style well against, like maybe outside the rankings at the moment?
I'm a universal tool. Like I can fight anyone, and I can outbeat anyone. Like I'm intelligent. I'm clever. I know how to beat people. So it doesn't really matter. There's fights I'd love to have. Especially when you start looking at top of the tree, top 20 guys. Like I'd love to fight people like Justin Gaethje. Like I think that'd be a hell of a war. Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier, all these guys, top of the tree guys. I'd love to fight. Barbosa. Like it's just all about matchups. Obviously, I seen Jai Herbert fought Trinaldo, and I watched that fight, and like a fight like that would have been lovely for me. Obviously, he's moved up to welterweight now, and there was bad circumstances for Jai, but he still did really, really well, and that just shows like how good Cage Warriors is, because obviously he was a lightweight champion for me, and he did really well in the fight, and he just made a little bit of a mistake and got caught, but he was all over that fight, and he was really pushing towards a win. So it really just shows what we can do, and I just can't wait for my opportunity.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because Cage Warriors has been a really good feeder for the past Cage Warriors champions. Do you think, how far do you think you will be until you get to the UFC? Like, do you think it will be after this fight, or do you think, or you do not? Are you?
I'm trying not to think about that, to be honest. I'm trying not to overlook Adam so much. People ask this a lot, and it'll come when it comes. Like UFC to me is inevitable. So when I beat Adam, they could give me the call at the end then. But if I have to wait, then I'll wait. There's no problem. It's just all about getting prepared and getting ready, and when it comes, it'll come. That's the way I look at it. It's inevitable for me.
Yeah. What weaknesses do you see in that Adam Proctor's game that makes you wanted to take this fight in the first place?
Is striking. I found his striking that I'm just better, putting strikes together. My head movement's better. My wrestling, defensively and offensively, like I think I can take him down and I can stop him taking me down. My pressure, like Adam's really patient and very good with his submission game, but I just think I'll be too much for him. I think that like I'm good any way the fight goes, and even if he does manage to get me to town and get me on my back or take my back, I'm just going to be I'm very controlled and very good at working back up. So we'll see how the fight's going to go. It's going to be an exciting fight, but I just think I'm going to be too much for Adam everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, a lot of like fighters have like a story. Like, what's your story in getting into like MMA? Like, what made you want to do it?
I was just an angry child. Like I started when I was 7, and MMA has been a goal since I was about 9 or 10. I just got taken to a kickboxing club. First of all, they took me to a grappling hall, a local grappling hall, and they didn't take kids on. They were only taking seniors. And then they ended up, I ended up just working with a kickboxing group and ended up going from strength to strength. And like it's really, really sort of guided me as a human, and sort of really been a sort of driving force from when I was little to now. And like I've always been pushing, and I've always known what I wanted to do. So it just proves that I've got this level because I've had drive and I've had vision, and I think it's just it's just all gonna be part of my legacy.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about like when training in Alpha Male. Obviously, you train in Wales over here still. Like if there's like a European card or United States card, you can like alternate between the two. Or are you open to trying different gyms as well?
I'm not sure on that, to be honest. I've got such a good relationship with Team Alpha Male that if I could do a lot more of my camps that day, I think I would. Especially my team's quite flexible, so I could take a lot of my team with me for a few weeks. So I think obviously when that UFC call comes up and I fight on a US car and get my my visa, I probably do the hot weather training in the UK when the weather's warm. And then when it starts getting cold, I'd probably go to the California and spend half a year there and do half and half. Just because I like the lifestyle over there, and I like the weather patterns, and I hate the cold. So living in Wales then are really the right place when you hate cold and rain.
Yeah. who was kind of the fighter you emulated growing up? Like, is there anyone that you really enjoyed watching and you tried to copy their style?
So I hate the questions like this. I hate the whole thing of idols. Like people ask like, who's your hero growing up? Who do you want to be like? Like I just want to be like myself. I just see target. So like I do imitate people's styles and I do steal things from people's styles because I like one of my favorite things to do, and it has been since I was smaller, was to imitate styles and to do breakdowns and sort of try and find ways on how to beat people. And it's just shown my career. Like I go from strength to strength and fight to fight. I get better and better, and it's because I'm always learning, always trying to improve, and always filling gaps.
Last question: is there any thing you want to say to your fans, or any fans or advice, and anything you want to say before your fight September 26th?
So advice first: if you're young or old and looking to get into this fight game. Find a good team, find a good corner, a good group of people to sort of coach you and to corner you, and really work with them, build a good relationship, and take your time. Even if you're older and you're thinking of rushing, do you know what I mean? You have to make sure that your basics and you're built from the bottom up. The younger fighters just need to fight. If you're anywhere between 15 and 18, you just need to be fighting as much as you can. Or 15 and 20 is probably better. Just get experience fighting until fighting becomes second nature to you. That's what I did, and I know a lot of the best people in the world are so used to fighting it doesn't bother them at all. Adesanya said leading up in this fight against Costa that he've had hundreds of pro kickboxing fights, and that's really made the difference. And that just shows why he's so relaxed and so calm in there. What I'd like to say leading up to this fight, if you're going to watch at home, this is going to be an exciting fight. Make sure you catch it on Cage Warriors. I should be either top of the bill or close to the top. So really keep your eyes open and watch a fight. If you haven't seen my fights before, they're always exciting. They're always dynamite, and they're always something you sit back and enjoy. So tune in, give it a watch, and watch me dismantle Proctor over 5 rounds.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully we can talk soon again.
Definitely. After this fight, we'll get back on and have another one. I'll have 2 belts on my shoulders then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you. Speak soon. Bye.
Bye.